I don't really know how to read this game, Tank. Can you enlighten me a little bit? I kind of am leading the Raiders here, but again, I just don't really have a good feel.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game. I was trying to pull up the weather. I mean, I believe this is going to be another one of those instances where they have to play in some inclement weather. I'm not
Yep.
sure if it's going to be the rain or the
Pittsburgh in
cold
December,
or
baby.
both. Yeah, so it's going to be single digits. So, I mean, they have that to contend with. And yeah, the Pittsburgh Steelers are actually playing better ball as of late. I mean, they were able to go down to
Yeah.
Carolina, get a tough win. So I really like that aspect of it. The Raiders, the Raiders, honestly, as bad as the Patriots are, like the Raiders shouldn't have won that game last week. They tied the league lead for the most penalties in the game last week with I think 13 penalties overall. They're playing sloppy ball. If that
Hmm.
touchdown hadn't been called a touchdown to Keelan Cole, it probably would have been overturned if they would have reviewed it just
Yeah.
because like I think his foot was out. So I mean they had some really interesting luck go their way. I mean, Chandler Jones stiff arming Mac Jones into oblivion to just seal the deal on that last play. So I feel like they got a lot of lady luck playing in Vegas last
Mm.
week, and that could potentially run out when they end up going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I feel like the Steelers are already playing motivated ball because it's December. That's just what Mike Tomlin does. He's able to rally his team that way. I feel like the mantra in Pittsburgh is a little bit more cohesion there than what we have in Las Vegas, just because at times you can see where there's just like this little thread that you can pull with the Raiders, and then everything will just kind of fall apart. And also, you have the Steelers playing in memory of Franco Harris too. There's that
Hmm.
Oh, great
50th
point.
anniversary of like the Immaculate
Oh,
Reception too. I mean, so I think there's going to be a vibe in Pittsburgh like
yeah.
none other. It's going to be a cold weather game too. The terrible
Yeah.
towels are going to be flying, and so we have this at -2 right now. Hey, -2. Kenny Pickett's going to be starting. Usually in games like this, I feel like either team could win, but honestly, with everything playing into this game, I think I kind of like the Steelers. I'll go down on a limb and I'll say, give me the Steelers -2 in this matchup, playing in the cold weather. Everything just sets up for them to just
Hmm.
do what they do.
And the Steelers are 6-3 ATS in their last 9 games, Jared. Are you on Tank's side with this one?
Yeah, I mean, you know me. I'm numbers, 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 but the narratives are for media. I know that's us, but this is one narrative that I would subscribe to.
Hmm.
Franco Harris may be one of the most beloved athletes in the city of Pittsburgh, which has just the richest of
Hmm.
athlete histories. So that's going to be a big side portion to this game, the tributes, and we'll see if there's some pregame stuff that they do. I mean, that was I didn't know that he was sick. I don't know how he passed, but that seems sudden to me, especially the timing of it. Just one of those weird things that just happened. And that's why, man, life is freaking
I
short.
mean, the week of this
Um,
game, right? Yeah.
yeah, like
Crazy.
yeah, and with I saw that they were. It was weird because I saw that they were promoting the special. They did like a documentary type
Hmm.
thing, and then I remember waking up. It was yesterday, 2 days ago, and I saw everyone tweeting about Franco Harris, and I just assumed that it was about the special. So just the timing of that is just, again, life is short. There's no coincidences. Go kiss and hug your loved ones after the show, please, because man, it's wild how things shape up. But it's kind of funny because this game, the Steelers' offense was the number one efficiency offense in the entire league last week, with Mitchell Trubisky just rip tearing through a Panthers defense on the road. And now you go back to Pickett, and it's kind of a weird spot to go back to Pickett because, listen, Trubisky's been playing really well. He was plus, other than
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, no one completed at a better rate last week than Mitchell Trubisky, plus 15 completion percentage over expectation. So we'll see what Pickett gives you in the cold weather. Small hands Pickett was the joke during the draft process, and now he's playing in 10 degrees in Pittsburgh. His first, and I know he's played in Pittsburgh before. I'm not going to make a joke about him and make it seem like that's going to play a factor in the game, but this could be the coldest game he's ever played in his career. And this Vegas Raiders defense can get after you a little bit. Max Crosby and Chandler Jones, who that meme of him
Yeah.
stiff arming
It's an
Mac Jones is
issue.
going to
So
live
funny.
on in infamy. That was
Yeah.
so
An
funny.
infamy.
I've never
Truly.
seen.
Truly.
I've never seen anything. You know what that reminded me of? When I used to play Turkey Bowl when I was a kid, Tank, and my uncle used to just knock me into oblivion. And I was like 12 years old, and he was like 40. And, sorry, not my uncle, my cousin. But it's just like that's
So
what it reminded me of. So
I was about to say
I
your
know.
uncle would treat you like the mascots. You know how you see the mascots playing with the Pee Wee
Yeah,
League
exactly. Like
teams?
the
They just
mascots
beat
against
them.
kids. That's what it reminded me of. Like it was just get off me, fool. Like how does Vegas
Oh
come
my
down from
goodness.
that high? Like usually the vibe with this Raiders team is you buy at the bottom and you sell at the top because they're one of the most volatile teams in the league, and it's hard to get
Mhm.
toppier than what we saw transpire at the end of that game against the Patriots. And I will give credit to the Pittsburgh offensive line. They're playing really well. They're one of the most consistent units in the league. They've had all 5 starters in the lineup for almost the entire season, and their pass blocking grades are amongst some of the best in the league. So if there's any unit that's equipped to neutralize Crosby and Jones, and again, this Raiders defensive line gets into you. I know the back end's been a little bit leaky, but they've got Max Crosby is one of the most dangerous pass rushers in the league. And Chandler Jones is still a really savvy veteran who knows how to kind of find that angle and find that edge to get to the quarterback. So that's kind of the game within the game here. The Steelers offensive line against the Raiders defensive front that's been kind of trending up. And then the move from Trubisky back to Pickett. Can Kenny, keep up with what Mitchell did last week? Because I'll be honest, I thought Trubisky
Yeah.
played fantastic last week, and I think there's a case to be made to keep him installed as the starter. But Trubisky off the concussion will be back under center this week. Fascinating game. I don't think I'll be betting it, but I think I would rather take Pittsburgh than Vegas selling off of that crazy win.